king has his reign. And then he dies.
Let's start off with who are you and what's your background? Because that's one of the #1 questions people are asking. Who is this guy debating Seti?
Well, I think they all work for Seti, first of all. They're trying to get some information out of me because they know that that's my secret weapon. And Seti don't know much about me, but I'm Nasi Yashuv-El of Shomer HaTorah in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, out of the campus Shema Israel, ran by Chief Principal, who was my father. We definitely going to be representing Brooklyn. We're going to come out deep. We're going to bring the drummers out there. We're going to praise the Creator's name. And we definitely going to bring it to Seti. But here in Atlanta, what we do is just spread growth and try to bring Israelites into a deeper understanding of the Torah. Not basically the teaching that they're receiving from their congregations now, but something a little deeper. We go into the Hebrew, we break down the esoteric messages, we break down the scientific meanings of the Torah. All of these things are a necessity because without that, then the book or the Bible or the scriptures, I don't want to say the Bible, I say the Tanakh, would just become religion if it doesn't benefit you in life. And that's what we're bringing forth. So the science that we got and the education that we're bringing forth here at this community is second to none.
Okay, I know that you say you're a Hebrew Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of different groups out there. You got the GMS, ISUPK, you got the brothers here in Atlanta as well that I don't know the group's name, but you got various different Hebrew Israelites groups. What makes your organization different than theirs?
I'm trying to answer this by being respectful at the same time. GMS, I don't know. GMS is on some other extreme stuff. Them my brothers. I respect them. I think our discussion to be in person with them. ISUPK also, some of their views is just totally different. And both of these groups are actually messianic groups, which mean they follow the New Testament, which we aren't a messianic group, but we respect those who are messianic. But a lot of their views that the Egyptologists are picking them apart with is stuff that the Tanakh or the Bible doesn't even say. So with me, we're not out there yelling and screaming at people or calling our sisters whores or sluts or anything to that aspect because it's ignorant. And our people need help in these day and times. They don't need nobody yelling at them, calling them stupid, sluts, whores, and all of this stuff. Our people need help. And them brothers right there, I think they're trying to bring people into God, but you can't bring people into God with hatred.
Right.
You can't do that. I mean, if you call me a slut or a whore, I'm not going to turn around and tell you to teach me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, give me some knowledge, brother. I'll be a whore. I'm not going to do that. So I think they just have to come up with a better way of approaching our brothers and sisters, and some stuff they have to really start educating themselves on because the brothers don't study outside the Bible. They don't study outside the scriptures. If you don't study outside the scriptures, you really don't know what the scriptures are talking about. Just perfect example, when you read Deuteronomy 28, the 68th verse, it talks about returning to Egypt by the way of ships. Well, how do you know that you ever came here on slave ships if you don't read history? So history is imperative for us to understand. Science is definitely imperative for us to understand because without science, you don't understand the deep meanings of the scriptures.
Right. Okay. Now, I'm glad you brought that up about bigging up Africa, and we've talked before on numerous occasions as well. Now, one of the primary battles between Egyptology and Hebrews are coming from the African standpoint, the Egyptologist standpoint, is that the Hebrew Israelites have a lot of hatred for Egypt or have a lot of hatred for Africa. I mean, what do you say to that?
We're not supposed to have hatred towards any people, any group of people.
But according to them, they say, that God does hate.
No, God doesn't hate. It says, and this is one thing, those are anthropomorphisms. You can never really explain God. The book and the scriptures, just like in Egyptology, the hieroglyphs are not to explain God. What it is to teach man how to understand how God works or how the science of an infinite being works. When it says hatred, when it says God love Jacob but hate Esau, it's talking about an action that Esau was doing. So it's little different things that we have to understand. When we go into it and we start saying that we hate this group or we hate that group, then that means we have to hate ourselves because we were wicked also. And those are some of the things that we really have to realize. But getting into the Africa thing, I think to say that, okay, we against Africa or certain people against Africa is ignorant in itself because what they're trying to do is they're using Eurocentric science to break down who black people are. And black people are not just from the continent of Africa. Black people also created Sumer, Mesopotamia. The Ethiopians were all over the place. I mean, so when we start confining ourselves into a small place such as Egypt and saying this is the civilization or the Mecca of the world, that's not true. Because each man has his own science and had to develop science for survival. So if I'm in Asia, I don't have to run all the way to Egypt to understand how to develop my culture over there in Asia, because the science wouldn't be the same. In fact, the Nile Valley actually had to be taken over by people who were already intelligent and educated into agrarian lifestyle, because what they had to do was take the Nile and make streams and bring off branches off of it so they can grow their products and stuff like that. So it took a civilized people to come in and develop it. Not saying that people weren't already there, but it took somebody from a foreign place to come in and help and assist with that. So when we get into Israelites against Africa, Israel was a part of Africa. I mean, when you look at the West Asia was always considered part of Africa. You get this from John Henry Clark. You get this from Dr. Ben. You get this from all our scholars. It's just now that you got these new breed of Egyptians or Egyptologists who are actually Hebrew Israelites that converted to Egyptology, but they're bringing this new Africa's this, and anything east of Africa isn't considered Africa, or inside of Africa, and anything outside of the continent of Africa isn't black, and that's just Eurocentric science. That's not our science.
Okay. Well, now let's go into who you're debating. Seti has a lot of credentials behind him. What makes you think you have a chance at beating Seti, who's in most people's eyes is undefeated in debates?
Have a chance? What makes me think?
Yeah, that's one of the questions.
I know
on this stage, you're basically
I know I'm going to beat Seti.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question. I'm going to checkmate Seti out the gate. I mean, my first opening statement is going to deal with his hypocrisy. I mean, the man is a flat-out hypocrite. I love the brother, have respect for the brother, me and the brother. The things that we talk about in this debate, nothing's going to be personal. Everything is going to be on a scholarship. You know, I have respect for him. Me and him made the agreement. We're not going to be personal on it. But you said he had 50 lectures. I can do a lecture. Mother, but nigga, be, mother, what the white man, be, you ain't right, mother. Lecture 1. You can clip this. I can go in and do another lecture. Yeah, the mother, I mean, come on, that's not lectures. I mean, but I respect the brother. He goes and travels around and curse a lot. I mean, that's how you make his money. But for me, I'm an educated brother, and I'm not going to dumb down our people to have them sounding ignorant in front of anybody. And that's what the Europeans attack our brothers and sisters for. So what makes me think I could beat Seti is because the topic is the Bible stolen from Kemet. I can prove in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes that that's absolutely not true. And Seti has a lot of weaknesses. If you watch our preliminary debate, when we started going into science, Seti was quiet, because Seti don't understand science. When we started talking about Sumeria, Seti was quiet, because Seti doesn't understand Sumeria. See, what Seti does is selective research. He only researches the things that he wants you to believe in, or he doesn't take the opposing view or balance the two and give you a real truth. So if he wants to teach you about Egypt is superior, he'll go get a book that says Egypt is superior and teach from that book. And when you come and counterattack it with another book, he'll say, oh, that's the white man's book. I'm going to tell you that's what he's going to do. Everything I'm going to bring. I'm coming with over 50 to 100 artifacts. I'm coming with books. I'm coming with so much stuff that Seti is not going to be able to respond. I can't see him responding. I don't think Seti's intelligent enough to respond to the stuff I'm going to hit him with. You know, to me, Seti just plays on the emotions of the people. Like,
so you call him a hype man?
Yeah, he's like a DMX, you know, like a DMX, or maybe, you know, I say somebody along them lines, a Freaky Ty. You know, ho, ho, you know what I mean? You ain't got no real stuff behind you. You just playing on the emotions. And now what you do is you get personal in debates and try to attack a person on who they are or what their background is, and it has nothing to do with the topic. If Seti sticks to the topic, Seti's gonna get murdered in this debate. Because there's no way, I don't see myself losing. Only thing I have a problem with right now is time management. I got a book to throw at Seti. And when I'm done with this lecture, the book I'm going to bring out is going to be called The Fall of Seti. The Fall of Sara Suten Seti. And it's going to be a popular seller, #1 seller in America. You know, and this is one of the things that you got to think about. Seti, you're going against the wrong brother, man. And I'm being for real. I mean, I love you, brother. I'm sorry that you chose to debate me. I hope you have like a backup job, maybe at McDonald's or Pathmark, or you know, maybe you can even sell Comcast or Dish TV. That's really booming nowadays. I mean, get into some insurance or something. This debate stuff is over with for you. And I see on the internet, when I'm looking on the internet, I put up a video. I'm just having fun. You know, I want the brothers and sisters to laugh or enjoy themselves, you know, to make it light, you know what I mean? But it's going to be serious. But for people to have fun. And I heard a lot of people feeling, Seti's a very popular brother, and I respect him for that. But he got a lot of man wives. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of brothers that follow him that almost are loyal, almost sensually. You know, like they're attached to him, like there's something going on. But I doubt that there's something going on, but their emotions is just like they're really caught up in this. And I don't want to take it to another level. We can have this to be a scholastic debate. We can debate over books. We can debate over the Torah. We can debate over the Medu Neter. But the truth is, we don't want to make this a roughhouse type thing. We don't want to make this violent, because that's not the purpose of what we're doing. And there's going to be a lot of people out there. Mm-hmm. And the Hebrews is going to be deep. And I'm saying, and I know his people are going to be deep too. So I'm saying, with the brothers that are emotional with their little comments and, oh, no, not Seti, please don't hurt Seti, oh, you little Red Riding Hood, run to grandmother's house, all these little stuff, man. You know what, y'all brothers, man, I think y'all need to man up, you know. It's going to be a debate. You think Seti can't lose? Yeah, Seti probably hasn't lost because Seti runs away.
Okay.
Before Saanetershuffle
Go ahead.
called me to invite me to debate Tahuti, we called Seti to invite him to debate me for a second time. So I hope you would be up here. Glad to see you here. I'm glad you're here to support your brother. I wish you were the primary. The question is, have I been to Kenya? No.
All right.
Look.
All right, I want to get back to what I'm saying.
No, sir. We're not debating. You asked the question. You could have debated, but you chose not to. That question is like Muslims who think that because they made a vacation a high, that qualifies them to speak intelligently, academically about classical Islam. Because you made an educational trip. Because you made an educational trip. I studied Medu Neter. I would love, Brother Seti, to go back and forth with you on the Medu Neter. Let's talk about Egyptian grammar. See, because you visited a place, don't qualify you.
You got conquered. You're dealing with conquered. Black Power. It's your brother Sara Suten Seti. I'm here today to officially tell the people that I have called the debate off. I've officially called the debate off. At the bottom, he got Dr. Ben's face. And next to it, the nigga got one among many confused Afrocentric scholars. Let me tell y'all something. Now, I hit Noble Drew Ali. I hit him in the lecture. I hit him in house. If I had put Noble Drew Ali face on flyers and put some shit like that, I'm quite sure that would have tipped the motherfucking scales. You understand what I'm saying? That would have tipped the motherfucking scales right there. those that I didn't agree with, I attacked him on ideals. I didn't go personally into the man.